Welcome back to another episode of Lancer Central. The month of madness is upon us once again, and 4 months of basketball all comes down to this week. The 2022 Hercules Big South Championship kicks off today, and later in the episode we'll share what both our men and women's basketball programs have to say as they reflect on the year and prepare for the postseason. But first, we have our top 3 plays of the week following a huge week for Longwood Basketball, which saw both teams clinching their first ever regular season titles. Up first, at number 3, it is the Una, Kyla McMakin. Coming off her hand, nothing but net from behind the arc, but slow it down just a little bit. Shot goes up. Kyla's already halfway down the court. She takes a turn here. She already knew it was going in. And at number 2, men's hoops now, we got a hustle play. Ball over to D.A. Houston, and he has to dive into his own bench to make the save. The play progresses now, ball in Hill's hand, over to Wilkins, over, kicks it back to the wing. Houston, back on the court, and he gets the 3. Nothing but net from 23. Hustle play and the bucket for the Lancers. And at number 1, we've seen her dominate the paint, but here we go, senior Akila Smith from behind the arc, and she grabs the 3. Nothing but net. You can see the bench is going wild for their senior. Cause for a little mini celebration on senior day at the end of the first quarter, last play. Nothing but smiles from Akila as she gets that. She goes on that game to get 29 points and, of course, 1 for 1 from behind the arc. Over to the men's side, the Lancers secured the first seed and clinched the regular season title all in the same day last Wednesday against Radford. This is the first time in Division I history the hardware has been brought home to Farmville. Following a season of historical amount of wins, the men earned a bye for the first round, so they won't be playing until Friday, March 4th. So you gotta wait a little bit for them. After things play out in the first round on Wednesday, the team will either see Radford again or North Carolina A&T as their opponent in the quarterfinal matchup. And moving over to the women's side, they've also had a goal set since the start of the season, and following a huge last-minute comeback against USC Upstate and a victory on Senior Day against Hampton last weekend, the team cut down the net on Saturday in the result of being co-champions with Campbell, finishing with the same record and even tiebreakers. Now, Campbell had the upper hand on Longwood in the regular season, and they secured the first seed, and Longwood will be in the number 2 position going into the tournament. They have also earned a bye in the first round and will pick things back up in the quarterfinals, where they will be either playing Radford or Hampton for the 3rd time in 12 days. 2 statement seasons and 1 title so far to go along with it for both programs. Basketball as a whole at Longwood has accomplished so much so far. Now they shift gears into the do-or-die mindset. Lancer Central's Victoria Coleman and Will Johnson sat down with both head coaches last week to talk about preparation for the Big South tournament and what all these memorable moments this season have meant to each team.
So we are sitting down with the head coaches of Longwood men's and women's basketball, Coach Tillett and Coach Griff. Thank you for taking a second to talk with us. So first things first, Coach Tillett, you're in a great place right now, being 12-4 in conference with 1 remaining game left versus Hampton this weekend. How is the energy at practice as you prepare for the upcoming conference tournament?
Yeah, I think our women are really excited. They've worked really, really hard to get in this position, to give ourselves an opportunity to, tie or win outright the regular season championship, which obviously our men have already done, and we're trying to do that as well. So I just think the energy has been great. Our leadership has been really high level. Day, Kyla, Akila, really pouring into their teammates and holding each other to high standards. So the excitement is there. We need the focus and play your best basketball at this time of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Coach Griff, on the outside, sometimes, people might say, oh, this season for our men can be random, like, oh, it just came out of nowhere. Obviously, on the inside, we know that's not true. And pouring into the root has been a big thing that you have preached since getting here 4 years ago. So what does pouring into the root look like for you today, going ahead to the tournament, as well as, in these past 4 years?
Well, I think so much of it is, we talk a lot about just trying to control what we can control. And, our preparation, our focus, our effort, our attitude, and, just constantly trying to pursue excellence in what we're doing, and not allowing adversity and distractions get in the way of our approach and how we prepare, whether it's for practice or a game.
Coach Griff, how has the team grown throughout the season, and what is a game that you see as the highest level of performance this team has hit this year?
That's a great question. I think we've probably grown most probably in our confidence and belief in one another, and we talk a lot about X's and O's and technique and technical aspects of the game, but there's also a human element and the chemistry that you have, your belief in one another. And I think there's been a real embrace from our team of just balance and roles. And I think that's really made us a more dangerous and more effective team.
And finally, Coach Tillett, what are some of your goals that you have for your team as you do approach conference tournament?
Yeah, I think the original goal was finish higher than we did last year, right? Continual improvement every single year. Last year we finished third in the conference, so we want to finish higher in the conference. We obviously have that in hand on Saturday. If we do what we need to do, we will finish higher than third. So I think it's still, like Griff was saying, it's still one day at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. You never want to get too far ahead, but we want to go down to Charlotte and be playing our best basketball. And I think our women have built that momentum over the past 10 games. And so as a coach, that's all you can hope for, that you're playing your best now and that you're still getting better. That's really critical. We can still get better up until the last time we play this season, and our women are really locked into that.
And as we said, the first round of the 2022 Hercules Big South Championship will begin Tuesday, March 1st. They'll start with 24 teams and crown only 2 as champions on March 6th. For tickets and information, you can visit the link on screen. And that'll do it for this episode of Lancer Central, the center for all your favorite Longwood teams. Don't forget to follow us at Longwood Lancers on social media. And good luck to all the teams competing this week, especially our 2 basketball programs that are off to Charlotte. I'm Emily McNamara. Have a great week.